Hello, I'm Professor Susan DeGize. This tutorial is on Practice 4.1. Directions. Write the diatonic scales indicated by the selected notes on the keyboard as note names in the spaces below. Be sure to use each letter name once and only once. See example 4.1 for a sample. Okay, so I'm actually going to do number 1. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and do all 4 on your own. Pause the video and press play when you're ready. If not, you can follow along as I do number 1. So these are all diatonic scales, meaning that you're going to have every letter name going up an octave. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write in the letter names. So since it begins on B, I'm going to go B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay, because you have to use every letter name once and only once. Now I'm going to look at the keyboard and I see the B is right here. The next note is a black key. So this is C sharp. Now we know it's not D flat because it has to be C something, right? The next one is also a black key. So that has to be D sharp. Now we have an E, which is right there. The next one is a black key, so that's got to be F sharp. Then we have another black key, that's got to be G sharp. Then we have another black key, and that's A sharp. All right? So that's the easiest way to do this exercise. Why don't you go ahead and do numbers 2 through 4 on your own, pause the video, and press play when you're ready. Okay, number 2. So we're first going to write in all the note names. So F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Now for this one, because we're beginning on F sharp, we have to end on F sharp. So you can go ahead and write that in. All right, so the first note, F sharp, is here. The next one is a black key, so that's G sharp. The next one's a white key, so that's just A. The next one's a white key, that's just B. The next one's a black key, so that's C sharp. The next one's a black key, so that's D sharp. Now the next one's a white key, but it's not E, right? This is an F, but it's got to be E something, so that's E sharp. Did you get that one? This is the tricky one. Do you see? This is E, so this is E sharp. We cannot call it F because these are diatonic scales. It has to be E something, okay? All right, go ahead. If you made that mistake, go ahead and check your answers for numbers 3 and 4. Pause the video and press play when you're ready. Okay, number 3, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we're going to end on A flat. Okay, so first we begin with A flat. Now we have a black key, so that's B flat. Then we have a C. Then we have a D flat. We have an E flat. F, G, A flat. So F and G don't have flats, right? This is F and this is G. So those are good. All right, so let's go ahead and look at number 4. So we're going to write in the letter names first. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oops. So I'm putting a lot of space just in case I need to add accidentals. It begins in G sharp, so it's going to end on G sharp. All right. So our first note here is G sharp. Then we have a black key, so that's A sharp. Then we have B. Then we have C sharp. Then we have D sharp. Now we have a white key, but again, this is E, right? So this has to be E sharp because it's got to be E something. Okay, now the next one is F, but it's a white key. but it's not the F white key, right? So what's going on here? This is F, which we already called E sharp. We need this note to be F something. So what would that be? If this is F, this black key is F sharp, and this white key would be F double sharp. Look at that. So we need to put F double sharp there. Okay. So you see how important it is to write out all the letter names first? Because it's really tempting to look at these notes, right? And to say, oh, this here, this is an F. This is a G. But if you did that, you would have F, G, G sharp. What? You can't have this for diatonic scales. You can only use every letter name once, right? So it can't be a G, even though it looks like a G. That has to be F double sharp because it has to be F something, okay? All right, if you have any questions about these diatonic scales, please reread section 4.1. You've now completed the tutorial for practice 4.1. Thank you for watching.